Everything in life, the money's in the rematch.
With apologies to Joe Frazier, this review almost had my brain shook, my money took, and the review was in the Undertaker book. YouTube, let me state right off the bat that I really wanted to do this film justice. But at the end of the day, I realized that certain things kept creeping in to how to review this movie.
A man distracted is a man defeated.
This is Season 1, Episode 2 of $1 DVD, Redbelt. And again, have not seen this video, you can see there. So, let's put Redbelt into the player. Redbelt, runtime 99 minutes, rated R, 2008, Sony Pictures Classics. This movie is so nuanced, I am talking extremely nuanced, that you are going to have to watch it a minimum of 2 times. Not in a necessarily good Memento type fashion, but in a fashion that lets you know everything that is going on. Beyond watching the main feature 2 times, I highly suggest at least the director's commentary. David Mamet actually goes through key scenes, and he breaks down how he arrived at the scenes with... If you've ever seen the website TV Tropes, he actually falls into using similar tropes and describing why a character acts the way he acts or the way he doesn't act. In fact, in some key scenes, he even says, other directors would have done this in this film, and other directors would have done that, but I decided to play it this way. And I think overall, for the film, it works. Now, having said that, the film is very, very... I don't want to say insider joke, but again, the nuance. There's a lot of the filmmaking industry that surprisingly works its way into the film. There are a couple scenes that take place on a movie set, and kind of clues you in to the actual way things work. And, you know, it's interesting. This film started up with that one clip, the clip with a man distracted is a man defeated, that I had earlier. Because, ironically, that's how I felt making this film. And that's like the first or second line of the film. And I saw about it first, literally, and I'm like, oh great, this is going to be something on the order of Star Trek, something on the order of Twilight Zone, and yes, I will go ahead and admit it, something on the order of My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic. Yes, I'm a brony. And I came to this opening scene of the film, and I'm like, this is going to be a moral goldmine. And in those first few seconds of the film, I couldn't wait for everything to get started. It turns out that yes, that was a little idealistic, and the movie pays in dividends working against that. There are at least 3 times that something is foreshadowed and something is called back to that you will miss. You will miss it on your first time watching the film. And so, watching it the first time, it is very disjoint. You will not understand what's going on. And it's just kind of you have to sit with it for a while. You have to sit with the film. And once it clicks. And it gets there. And I applaud the movie finally for that. However, you know, who is going to sit with a movie more than once, randomly flipping through you know, randomly, going onto a Netflix or a streaming device, in some way, shape, or fashion, renting the movie, you're probably going to watch it once and think it sucks. In the film, Chiwetel Ejiofor is a teacher, sensei, of a jiu-jitsu dojo. How he runs his business, and how the business succeeds, or that is to say, doesn't succeed, plays into nearly every aspect of the film. One night, a rape survivor comes into the dojo, wanting to seek answers and resources to help protect herself from future attacks. This sets in a chain of events that sets up the whole entire rest of the movie. Okay, now, seriously, I think some of those links in the chain were tenuous and just happen to be certain ways, kind of shoehorned in. Back when I didn't care as much for the film, I was going to say that this just happens to be a bad movie, because everything just happens in ways that you've suspended your disbelief 5 minutes ago, and you have nothing else to suspend. That aside, for the overall central and arcing message, you can excuse that. It works. You can excuse some of the shoehorns. It's okay. The dojo is failing, and Mike Terry, Chiwetel, whatever his name is, his character, Mike Terry, is at his end, and he has to find ways to make money for the business, and a car crash into his dojo. And this leads him to fight in the undercard of a title bout that uses training techniques that he came up with. Like I said, that's a very brief synopsis, and there's a lot more going on. It's interesting. There is a lot of subtlety, if you can wrap your brain around that. So that's the plot in brief. Sensei has a failing dojo, and he has to come to terms with that. He has to come to terms with himself. Yes, he has to do some growing up, and he's middle-aged, and he has to do some maturing. And, he plays somebody older than me, and I'm saying that. He has to do some growing up. He has to come to terms with his dojo, himself, and the way the real world works. As much as I hate to say that, because I think that I'm more aligned with Mike Terry, the character, than the other characters in the film. Final thought: do not be distracted when you watch this.
A man distracted is a man defeated. That's right. You heard that before, huh? Heard it again.
Watch it more than once. There are a lot of bonus features that you should watch along with it for how MMA, mixed martial arts, came to fruition in America. There are a lot of themes on MMA in here. Don't think this is going to be my best DVD that I have at $1 DVD. But again, for the two that I've done, it's head and shoulders above Food Fight. If you have any interest in, I'll go ahead and say philosophy, broadly philosophy, and stories that have morals and good versus bad, and what really happens in the real world, if you have that type of patience, then yes, I can recommend this. There are lasting problems with it that only after repeated viewing can you excuse. From the people. Person? From the person who brought you $1 DVD, $2.50 NES. Admittedly, that name is a hot mess. That's right, for $10 for Nintendo Entertainment System games. Twice.
Time up.
Wait, what? This isn't one of those films, is it?